Welcome back. The Paralympic Games have 20 sporting codes that take place during the event, and one of these is wheelchair rugby. In South Africa, however, wheelchair rugby is still fairly young, and the team has a lot to learn before they feel they can qualify for the Paralympics.
Wheelchair rugby is a Paralympic sport that has been introduced fairly recently to the South African disability sports scene. The sport entails 4 players on the court of mixed gender aiming to score goals. It's a combination of 3 sporting codes, namely wheelchair basketball, American football and ice hockey. The SA national team training at the University of Pretoria are working towards qualifying for the World Champs next year by participating in a tournament come the end of 2013, where the national wheelchair rugby team will compete against some of the top countries in wheelchair rugby in order to qualify.
In South Africa, wheelchair rugby started in 1998 with a few people that said that they want to try a new sport for people with that are more severely disabled, and it grew from there. We currently have almost 8 clubs in the country, and we're looking to develop another 4 in Pretoria, another 4 in Northwest. Also do some development in Free State as well as in Greater Johannesburg.
Wheelchair rugby is based, it's like a mixture of 3 sports, specifically created for quadriplegics, because quadriplegic can't play basketball. So it's based on basketball, American football and ice hockey. So the basic of the game is to play obstruction, like in American football. So you'll have one player that's a ball carrier, and you'll have the other 3 players on court that will open up for him to score a goal. Players get classified according to their ability and disability. So you'll have a player from a 0.5 to a 3.5, and you can have up to 12 players in a team, but only 4 players on court. Now the 4 players on court are only, their classification together are only allowed to be 8 points. So you can mix and match your classifications or your lineups as long as it's not more than 8 points.
The wheelchair rugby team is a dynamic group of individuals who have a passion for the sport. The team struggles to participate in international competitions due to lack of funding toward the sport.
We're quite a balanced team. We've got a lot of new players. I think we've got a nice balance there. We've got a few ladies in the teams as well that might surprise a few people about how good they play. So the good thing about the ladies is whatever their classification is, they play a half point lower. So you can actually play a half point over when you have a lady in your team. So you have your benefits there as well. But some of the ladies are quite strong, so it's quite good. And I think we've got quite a balanced team at the moment. So.
I was starting, I was playing wheelchair basketball, and I was actually here just for a Christmas market, and went past the hallway, and I heard these hectic sounds coming from the hallway, and when they saw a wheelchair user come past, they immediately called me in, and we're very excited to find out a month later that I was also eligible to play wheelchair rugby, and the rest is history. It's a great sport. I mean, it's very strategic. I call it violent chess. You're always having to plan one step ahead of your opponent, use all of your players to the best of their ability. Some are not the fastest players, but they still play a very, very functional role on court. So you enjoy the cognitive aspect, and of course the physicality of it is lots of fun as well.
My personal achievements, I have got chosen for low point of a few tournaments at least. Quite proud of it, and as the team, I think we are doing okay. We are getting there. We are still growing as a team. It's still a new team, and especially in our country, it's still a new sport. Comparing to the overseas countries and so on, this sport is still an upcoming event in our country.
I train 4 hours a day, which is divided into 2. I train 2 hours in the morning. I train 2 hours in the afternoon. Then with my local team, I train once a week. Then I attend the national camps as well as the coach arranged. We're trying by all means to get the team together. We've got new guys, a lot of new guys that are coming in, and they're learning quickly. As soon as we get the equipment, and then things will be possible for us to make the team to be strong so that we can compete in a very high level there, because really we need to push hard.
With our association with SA Rugby, there's a future now for us that there wasn't before, and we really need to thank National Lotteries and SA Rugby for this and take it from there.
The development of wheelchair rugby across South Africa is something the Federation values as a priority. The sport is still developing and will take a while before the team break out and is prominent on the international wheelchair rugby scene.
Korfball is a sporting code that falls under the umbrella body SASCOC. Now, even though korfball is not an Olympic sport, the national team has had some success participating in the World Championships across the globe. Let's get a closer look into exactly what this sporting code entails.
Korfball originated in the Netherlands and took off in South Africa in 1993. This sport has a combination of men and women on the same court, and although it's not an Olympic sport, it is played in over 52 countries across the globe. This interesting sport has a national team who participates in the World Games.
We start with the korfball from 1993. In 1994, we're going over to Australia for the first time to go and play in the World Games there in Australia. In 2007 was our biggest goal when we're going to the Commonwealth Game in London. And then there we come second against England and Wales and all that teams there. So that was a big achievement for us. Through the years from there, we did grow, but that means there come more World Games players coming in. So we are now 11th on the rank in the world.
I've been with korfball almost between 15 and 18 years. Started because my parents started korfball in South Africa, so it was a family thing where we grew up next to the field. And then when I was about 14, 15, I decided to coach. At the moment, I'm coaching the under-19 senior or national team. And that came by doing all of the courses that was available to do and then having an interest in coaching.
I've been playing since I was 9 years old, so I grew up with the sport. My parents played, so they introduced me to the sport. What I love about the sport is the friendship you build and the competition overseas.
The passion comes from both my parents. They started playing korfball the year it started in South Africa. So from the age of 5, I've been around the korfball courts, watching them play. And then once I started my first match, it was just automatic that you can't go a week or weekend without playing korfball.
I started in a town called Mahikeng. Okay, it's now Mahikeng now, at my school there. I was at International School of South Africa. There's actually a lady, my high school coach. I was just walking by one day, she said I must just help her. So ever since then I just started playing. But the passion and why I love it is because you get to travel a lot also. You get to see different places in the world. It gives you opportunities to meet new people and just go out there and represent South Africa in a nice colour.
Korfball is a no-contact sport and is deemed to be highly technical and strategic.
Korfball, we have 2 zones. You have an attacking zone and you have a defending zone. You have 2 males, 2 females from one team in one zone, and then the same on the other. So if in a match we have 8 players per zone, and if you're in the defending zone, you're not allowed to go over to the attacking zone. Except when 2 goals are scored, then the zones swap around.
We've got 8 players in a team, which 4 is boys and 4 is girls. One rule is that boys can't defend girls and girls can't defend boys, and you can't shoot when you defend it. So the whole thing is to try and get away from your defender to shoot. That's why it's a very technical sport where you have to think as well so that you can get away from your defender to shoot.
No contacts allowed, except when it's controlled contact. So if players that rebound go up for the ball and there's a bit of contact, it's fine. If you go for loose balls, it's fine. But I am not allowed to run and hit someone or push someone out of the way. With the defending rule, we defend the same as in basketball, except you have to be able to defend the ball, touch the ball, look at your players, be between your attacker and the post. If you then shoot while I'm doing all of that, then you're defended. If I'm defending you but I'm not looking at you, then I'm allowed to score.
Korfball is more of a sport played by different clubs around the country. It is not a school sport, but members of the federation recruit school children to the clubs, so korfball can become popular amongst the youngsters.
In Gauteng North, we've got a league where we play each Saturday like today, where all of the age groups come together. And then in August, we've got a club championships where all of the top club teams in the country come together, and that's normally over a weekend. And we're now preparing for the June tournament that's going to be held in Kimberley. And international seniors every 4 years, the same as with the under-23s. And then we try and take an under-16, under-19 team to the Netherlands each year for the tournament there. We're also now with Zone 6, where in September the under-19s are going to play against the African countries, which is Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe.
Those younger ones you saw playing is my team that I've been coaching at my school. And I would say yes, you always get the stars in netball and the stars in rugby, and there's always some children that are left behind that no one has space for. And if you don't like rugby or netball, come play korfball because it's fun, it's technical. We always have space for everyone. We never leave anyone behind. That's the thing about korfball, is that once you get here, it's one big family.
The team is working towards the club championships in June and is always looking for new recruits. On the international scene, they are hoping to improve their position and move into the top 10 korfball team in the world.
Well, that brings us to an end of another exciting episode of the Road to Rio show. Keep your eyes on the screen and on the internet to keep abreast of all the new faces entering the Olympic and Paralympic sphere. Log on to sascog.co.za or supersport.com, or alternatively, pick up a copy of the Road to Rio 2016 magazine. Until next time, keep supporting your favorite athletes on their journey to Rio 2016.